Nobody cares. And that's a harsh reality, but it's also the most liberating truth you'll ever embrace. You see, too many people go through life believing that if they just explain their struggles well enough, if they just make people see how hard it's been, someone somewhere will step in and fix things. But that's not how the world works. The weight you carry, it's yours. The pain you feel, that's on you to process. The obstacles in your path, no one is going to move them for you. And the moment you accept this, truly accept it, everything changes. Because here's the thing, life is not fair and it never will be. Some people start with more money, more support, more talent. Others start with nothing. But fairness isn't the determining factor of success. Ownership is. The ones who win in life are not the ones who sit around waiting for fairness to appear. They are the ones who take responsibility, no matter how difficult the circumstance. They don't waste energy blaming their parents, their teachers, or society. They don't waste years waiting for the right time or the perfect opportunity. They step up, they take control, and they push forward, even when every single thing is working against them. And look, it's not that people don't care because they're cruel. It's that they're busy dealing with their own struggles. Everyone has battles they're fighting, and expecting them to drop everything for yours is not only unrealistic, but it's also counterproductive. Because when you believe that others should care, that others should fix things, you give away your power. You become a spectator in your own life, waiting for external forces to change your reality instead of doing what you must to change it yourself. This is why victimhood is such a dangerous mindset. It feels comfortable, it feels justified, but it keeps you stuck. If you allow yourself to believe that your struggles make you special, that your pain is a reason you can't succeed, you are giving yourself the perfect excuse to do nothing. And nothing changes if you do nothing. That's the brutal, simple truth. So what do? You work. You take all that frustration, all that disappointment, all that pain, and you channel it into something productive. You don't use your hardships as a reason to stop. You use them as fuel to go harder. Because, make no mistake, the world may not care about your struggles, but it will absolutely notice your results. The world respects discipline, it respects effort, it respects those who refuse to let their circumstances define them. And when you become that person, everything shifts. Because here's what happens when you take full responsibility for your life. You stop wasting time. You stop waiting for someone to save you. You stop seeking sympathy and start seeking solutions. And that's when real growth begins. That's when you start to rise, when you start to build something meaningful, something powerful, something undeniable. No one is coming to make life easier for you. No one is coming to take away the weight. But that's not a reason to be discouraged. It's a reason to be relentless. It's a reason to sharpen your mind, to strengthen your body, to develop the kind of resilience that makes you unbreakable. Because when you stop expecting the world to care, when you stop waiting for help, you become something rare. You become unstoppable. Excuses are easy. They're comforting. They allow you to sit back and tell yourself a story about why you're not where you want to be. It's not the right time. I didn't have the right opportunities. People don't support me. Life is unfair. And maybe, to some degree, there's truth in those statements. Maybe but none of that changes one simple fact. Making excuses won't move you forward. They won't build your future. They won't make you stronger. They'll just keep you exactly where you are. The problem with excuses is that they feel justified in the moment. When you tell yourself that you can't succeed because of some external factor, it feels true. And if it feels true, you don't question it. You accept it as reality. But reality doesn't care about your excuses. The only thing that determines your success is action. Consistent, disciplined, relentless action. And action is exactly what excuses prevent. Because when you convince yourself that something outside of your control is holding you back, you give up your power. You let the world dictate your future instead of shaping it yourself. That's the most dangerous thing about excuses. They don't just slow you down, they paralyze you. They keep you stuck in a cycle of complaining, waiting, and hoping that someday things will magically change. But they won't. If you're not where you want to be, you have two choices. You can keep telling yourself why it's not your fault, or you can take full responsibility and do something about it. And taking responsibility isn't about blaming yourself. It's about recognizing that no matter what has happened to you, you are still the only one who can change your situation. It's about understanding that even if life has been unfair, even if you've faced obstacles most people never will, you still have a choice to let those obstacles define you, or a choice to rise above them. Look at anyone who has achieved something great and you'll find a pattern. They didn't get there by making excuses. They got there by pushing forward despite every reason not to. They had moments where they could have given up, where they could have blamed the world, but they didn't. They worked, they suffered, they kept going, and eventually the world had no choice but to acknowledge their results. That's the mindset you need, a mindset that doesn't entertain excuses, a mindset that doesn't dwell on what's missing, but instead focuses on what can be done right now. And yes, that means working when you don't feel like it. That means pushing through when everything in you wants to quit. That means doing the hard things, the boring things, the painful things. Because those are the things that separate those who succeed from those who spend their lives wondering why they never did. And the truth is, most people don't want to hear this, because it's easier to believe that success is reserved for the lucky, for the naturally gifted, for the ones who had support. It's easier to believe that you're stuck because of something outside your control. But that belief will keep you small. It will keep you invisible. It will keep you living a life that is far beneath what you're capable of. So you have to make a decision. Will you keep making excuses, or will you decide right now that you are done waiting, that you are done complaining, that from this moment forward you will stop looking for reasons why you can't and start looking for ways that you can? Because at the end of the day, your results will tell the story. Not your excuses, not your reasons, just your results. And the only way to get them is to stop talking and start doing. Most people never reach their full potential, not because they lack talent, not because they aren't capable, but because they are distracted. They spread their energy too thin. They chase too many things at once, and as a result, they never master anything. Success doesn't come from dabbling. It doesn't come from half-hearted effort. It comes from an obsession, from a deep, unwavering focus on the one thing that truly matters. And focus is harder now than ever before. Everywhere you look, there's something designed to steal your attention. Social media, mindless entertainment, endless distractions that seem harmless in the moment but add up over time. You tell yourself, just one more video, just 5 more minutes, and before you know it, another day is gone. Another day you could have spent improving, building, pushing yourself forward, but instead you spend it consuming, wasting time, giving your energy to things that don't matter. And that's the real cost of distraction. It doesn't just steal your time, it steals your potential. Every time you allow yourself to get pulled away from your goals, you lose momentum, you lose progress, you lose the chance to become something greater than you are right now. And the worst part, most people don't even realize it's happening. They convince themselves they're busy, they convince themselves they're working hard, but in reality, they're just spinning their wheels, going through the motions, never really locking in on the thing that would change everything. If you want to be successful, you have to get ruthless about where your attention goes. You have to cut out the noise, eliminate the distractions, and build your life around what actually matters. That means making sacrifices. That means saying no when everyone else is saying yes. That means choosing discipline over comfort, choosing long-term growth over short-term pleasure. And that's not easy. It's not fun, but it's necessary. Because every moment you spend distracted is a moment someone else is working, someone else is grinding, someone else is locked in, fully focused, pushing themselves while you're scrolling, while you're wasting time, while you're making excuses. And make no mistake, focus is not just about avoiding distractions. It's about directing your energy with precision. It's about knowing exactly what you want and cutting out everything that doesn't align with that vision. Too many people drift through life without clarity, without purpose. They try a little bit of this, a little bit of that, hoping something will stick, but that's not how mastery works. Mastery requires commitment. It requires a level of dedication that most people simply aren't willing to give. But if you are willing to do what most people won't, you will achieve what most people never will. If you are willing to lock in, to sacrifice, to devote yourself fully to something greater than your distractions, then there is no limit to how far you can go. But it starts with a decision to stop wasting time, a decision to take your goals seriously, a decision to stop entertaining every little thing that pulls you away from the life you want. Because at the end of the day, your success is determined by what you focus on. If you focus on distractions, you will get nothing. If you focus on excuses, you will get nothing. But if you focus on growth, on mastery, on relentless improvement, there is nothing you cannot achieve. So stop giving your energy to things that don't serve you. Stop letting the world dictate where your attention goes. Choose focus. Choose discipline. And watch how everything changes. People love the idea of talent. They love to believe that success is written in the stars, that some people are just born to be great while others are destined to struggle. It's a comforting belief because it takes away responsibility. If success is all about talent, then failure isn't your fault, right? If you weren't born with the right gifts, then what can you do? But that's a lie people tell themselves to justify inaction, because talent on its own is worthless. It means nothing without effort, without discipline, without the relentless drive to outwork everyone else. And yet, time and time again, you see people who are naturally gifted, people with all the potential in the world, waste it. They assume their talent is enough. They assume they don't have to put in the work. And slowly, inevitably, they get passed by the ones who are willing to grind, the ones who show up early, stay late, and refuse to make excuses, the ones who understand that effort beats talent when talent refuses to work hard. Because talent may give you a head start, but hard work determines how far you go. And the truth is, most people will never tap into their full potential, not because they aren't capable, but because they aren't willing. They aren't willing to suffer for it. They aren't willing to sacrifice. They aren't willing to push through the boredom, the repetition, the grind that separates the good from the great. And that's why you see so many people with potential go nowhere. They never learned to put in the effort. They never developed the discipline to show up when they didn't feel like it. They never built the resilience to keep going when things got hard. That's why work ethic is the ultimate equalizer. You don't need to be the most talented. You don't need to be the smartest, the strongest, or the most gifted. You just need to be the one who refuses to quit. The one who keeps showing up. The one who puts in the hours day after day, long after the talented ones have stopped. Because consistency beats intensity. Anyone can work hard for a day, a week, even a month, but the ones who succeed are the ones who stay disciplined for years. And the best part, hard work is a choice. It's not something you're born with. It's not something that's given to you. It's something you decide to embrace, something you commit to even when no one is watching, even when there's no immediate reward. And that's what separates those who achieve real success from those who spend their lives wondering why they never did. So if you don't have talent, good. If you weren't born with natural advantages, even better. because that means nothing is holding you back from outworking everyone else. That means you get to build your success with your own hands, through your own effort, and no one can take that from you. Because at the end of the day, talent is just potential. And potential means nothing if you never put in the work to turn it into something real. Hard work will always be the deciding factor, always. So make the choice, show up, put in the effort, and don't stop until you become undeniable. Everywhere you turn, something is fighting for your attention. A notification, a message, a meaningless piece of gossip, none of it important, none of it bringing you closer to the person you want to be, yet all of it designed to pull you away from your purpose. And the worst part, most people don't even realize it's happening. They go through life constantly distracted, constantly pulled in 100 different directions, never truly locked in on anything meaningful, and then they wonder why they aren't making progress. Distraction is the silent killer of potential. It doesn't take you down all at once. It steals from you in small, seemingly insignificant moments. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, a few hours wasted on things that don't matter. And then one day you look back and realize years have passed and you're still in the same place, still convincing yourself that you'll start taking life seriously tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes for those who can't focus. You need to understand that every distraction has a cost. Every time you allow yourself to get pulled away from your goals, you are trading your future for something meaningless. You are giving away your most valuable resource, your time, to things that don't serve you. And once that time is gone, you don't get it back. That's the price of distraction. It doesn't just delay your success, it steals it from you completely. So you have to make a choice. You have to decide what matters more, your future or the temporary comfort of entertainment, of social validation, of whatever it is that's pulling you away from your purpose. Because you cannot have both. You cannot be fully committed to your goals while constantly allowing distractions to take priority. You cannot become exceptional while living like everyone else. The people who achieve great things, the people who break through, who rise above, who leave an impact, those people are ruthless with their focus. They protect it like their life depends on it. Because in many ways, it does. And that's what you need to do. Cut out the noise, stop wasting time on things that don't push you forward, build the discipline to sit down, to lock in, to work when no one is watching, when no one is clapping, when no one cares. Because the truth is, most people won't care. They'll be too busy with their own distractions. But if you can shut it all out, if you can train yourself to focus like your future depends on it, then there is nothing stopping you from reaching your full potential. Nothing except the distractions you choose to entertain. The person you become 5 years from now, 10 years from now, isn't some random result of fate. It's being shaped right now by the choices you make today. People like to think their future will somehow be different, that someday they'll wake up more disciplined, more focused, more capable. But that day never comes for those who refuse to act in the present. You don't just stumble into success. You don't just become the kind of person who is strong, driven, and accomplished by accident. You build that person through your actions, through your habits, through the decisions you make today. And that's where most people go wrong. They keep pushing things off. They say, I'll start tomorrow, next week, next year. But every time you delay, every time you choose comfort over progress, you're making a trade. You're sacrificing your future potential for momentary ease. And that trade adds up. One skipped workout, one wasted day, one ignored opportunity. It seems small in the moment, but compounded over time, it becomes the reason you stay the same while others move ahead. The truth is, your future is a direct reflection of how you spend your days. If you want to be strong, start lifting today. If you want to be successful, start learning, start building, start pushing forward today. If you want discipline, stop making excuses and do the hard things now, not later. Because later is the excuse of the weak. Later is how you justify inaction. Later is how people wake up one day, look in the mirror, and realize they've wasted years waiting for the perfect moment that never came. And the hardest thing to accept is that no one is going to do it for you. No one is going to drag you to success. No one is coming to save you. It's on you. The responsibility is yours, and that's not a burden, that's power. Because it means you get to decide. You get to shape your future through your effort, your discipline, and your choices. And if you take that seriously, if you wake up every day and commit to becoming better, to doing the work, to making sacrifices, then your future self will thank you. But if you don't, if you waste time, if you keep waiting, then one day you'll look back with regret, knowing you had the chance to change, but didn't take it. So don't wait. Don't waste another second believing that your future success will just happen to you. Take control, take action, because every choice you make today is shaping the person you'll become tomorrow. At the end of the day, no one is going to hand you the life you want. No one is going to care enough to push you forward when you refuse to move yourself. Your struggles are yours alone. Your excuses won't change your reality, and your distractions will only rob you of time you'll never get back. Success doesn't come to those who wait, and it certainly doesn't come to those who seek comfort over discipline. It belongs to those who are willing to work harder than everyone else, who refuse to let setbacks define them, and who focus so relentlessly on their goals that nothing, not doubt, not fear, not failure, can break them. Your future isn't written, it's built. It's built in the moments no one sees, in the hours you spend grinding when no one is clapping, and the choices you make when it would be easier to quit. The difference between those who succeed and those who spend their lives wondering, what if, is simple: action. The ones who make it are the ones who decide, truly decide, that they are done waiting, done complaining, done making excuses. They commit fully, completely, without hesitation, and they don't stop until they've built the life they set out to create. So stop looking for shortcuts, stop waiting for permission, stop hoping someone else will do it for you. No one is coming to save you. It's on you to put in the work, to push through the pain, to ignore the distractions, and to take control of your life. Because the truth is simple: nobody cares. So work hard, focus, and prove to yourself that you are always capable of becoming something greater.